you think in your life, like, things are as they are, as you're told in school and stuff like that. And, you know, the clouds are up there, the tree is there, I am here, this is my arm, and that is that, and this is that. And some people obviously brought up religion and stuff like that. But when you are a skeptic, if you are a skeptic, and then something happens which makes absolute no sense, you then start to re-question everything in life. Like you start thinking, well, what is real? And it's almost like you step out of like this weird society bubble that society places you in, and it sort of forms you to grow into, and you realize that there's actually something more. I don't know what that more is because I have no way of explaining it. But am I making sense, or am I waffling here? Is this making sense to people? Because it's really hard to comprehend and get the words out correctly to exactly experiencing something that definitely could be construed as paranormal. And I completely understand why people would say that their houses are haunted, or that it's ghosts or demons or whatever they say they think it might be. Because I've seen things which if you follow me, you would have seen as well, of like, you know, items moving and stuff like that. And after going snuff mills again the other night, you know, there's stuff that happened there again, which it just doesn't. How can you even put it to somebody? Nobody believes it anyway. Like, there's people out there that that just think that this sort of stuff doesn't happen at all. They just think, oh no, it's all waffle. This don't happen. It's all bollocks. And if it does happen, then it must be, you know, someone must be sort of rigging it, or they must be not thinking about it in a logical sense, or coming up with something that could potentially give reasoning for it. But there is no fucking reasoning for hearing running behind you on a bridge, and that you and one other are the only two people that have stood there. And you turn round and there's no fucking person there, and everybody else is somewhere else. I don't want to give too much away, all right? But that running down Snuff Mills happens. And there's nothing anyone can say that can explain that, because I have tried. I have looked everywhere. High and low, I've spoken to bloody physicists and people who, you know, you try and speak to people which are skeptical or anything on that nature, and you explain it to them, and they just go, well, we don't know, you know, we don't know you. How could, you know, you could just be anybody. We don't, why should we take your word for this sort of thing? Or how about I'm coming to you because I don't understand this, and I thought maybe with your expertise you might be able to explain it, instead of just saying, oh, we don't know you, this could just be anything. You could have faked that. Why not? That's the easy answer out of this fucking situation. That's not the answer I'm looking for. I'm looking for sense, and you're giving me that shit back. Right? They know nothing, these people. Nothing. I think between myself, Dan, Chris, and anyone else who has experienced paranormal occurrences, of what, that's the only fucking word you can use, isn't there? Because there isn't a scientific word for it at the moment. That they know what I'm talking about. Like, once it happens and you see it, you can't unsee it. And there's nothing else that can even like come to that conclusion. Any questions? I know, Dan, but the thing is, you say something is paranormal, and then you get someone going, and I was that someone. You get that someone going, you can't call that paranormal because you don't know that for sure. Like, it's like, you are apparently the most reasonable thing to say is, I don't know what this is, it is unknown. Because as soon as you put a label on it, as paranormal, you then put it into a little box, and then that comes with all the other stickers, and all the other stickers say, oh, ghost, demon, entity, alien, blah, blah, you know what I mean? You then categorize it in that. And we don't, just to be honest with you, we don't know if it's those things. All we can say is it is displaying stuff like paranormal things. And I think I know Snuff Mills is one big one, but the Poltergeist house, you may as well leave logic at the front door. If you've got a doctor in, right? If you're a doctor of physics and you're going in there, leave your paperwork at the front door. Forget it. Because you know, you watch these movies like Insidious and Conjuring and stuff like that, and all the lights are going mental and it's like banging and stuff like that, and there's like roar and voices and things like that. That's what it's like. Not all the time, but there could be a period of time and it just goes boom, and you sort of just like you can't comprehend it. It makes no sense at all. Seeing as I'm on the road of debunkers and skeptics, some of them they go into places. I've taken people that are skeptical into Snuff Mills and such like that, and the problem is this, and it was my problem as well. You go into a place and you spend 25, 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes, and you go, hello, is here? Nothing. Okay. Anything? Nothing. Okay. Anything? Nothing. Okay. And after that time you go, see, told you there's nothing here, and then you leave. 4 hours minimum. Okay? 4 hours is how long you need to be spending there. Minimum. If you're lucky, you get it in 2. It's just how it is. You can't go into a place and deem it as having nothing there without doing an extensive amount of investigating into the claims. You cannot make that claim. Do you really think that Stephen Hawking went, oh, I think there's a black hole, but I'm not seeing it anywhere. I'll give it an hour on the telescope. And can I see it? No black hole? No, I'm not seeing any effects of the black hole. Obviously the black hole's black, so you can't see it. No, it can't exist then. Right, no. They spent ages. They ended up putting telescopes around the entire globe and pointing at one direction where they suspected there to be one, and then they caught that picture to show that that's where the black hole was. That is how, you know what I mean? You understand my analogy here? Fakes getting more exposure. People are stupid, Chris. Stupid. I get that there's people out there that are longing to have belief and feel that their loved ones continue on and such like that. But don't trust in the fake videos. You get yourself locked into this self-delusional state and not believe in when people tell you it's not real. So, for example, the puppy smuggy guy. There was a video I put up recently as a short, and he's claiming that there's a spirit of a cat, and it goes like the shadow, like sort of shadow of a cat, and it's sort of like transparent-y, and it shoots across, right? I went and found the same one on YouTube with a green screen behind it, and they've just taken the effects, right? So I popped that on. Clear evidence, right? It's like me going, I have some special scissors. Do you? I don't believe you have special scissors. Here they are. Special scissors. Look at them. Special. Right? Special scissors. They cut really well. And then you then turn around and go in, no, I'm still not having it. Those aren't scissors. No. How do you know? How do you know that he's lying? It's the fucking evidence right there. On dopey pricks. There's no winning with those people. that they are believing in it so much that you can't change their minds. And then on the other side of things, you've then got the debunkers debunking those people, rightfully so, but then maybe debunking some which, it's a bit of a stretch on a couple of them. I'm not going to lie. If people are... We don't, because it's scary enough as it is, but let's say people were pretending to be scared, for example. It's not fake per se in activity. It's fake persona, but then does it come under like what's the word, Mark? It's like a licensing thing, so I can't remember. But it's not, you know what I mean? They're not rigging with a string and stuff like that. I wouldn't do it personally. Like, go, oh my God, because I can't act to save my life. But yeah, it's not really, is it? Any more questions on that side of things, if I'm forgetting anything here? Looking for the questions. Any questions? No questions. Such a delay between me talking and YouTube. Doopy-doopy-doo, doopy-doopy-doo. It's one of those things, isn't it? And the other thing is, like, people not making their own minds up on something. I get, like, if you see clear, like, if you see clear evidence of something being fake, and it's like what I showed, then why the hell are you still supporting that person? And B, if someone's then debunking and you believe their word and you treat them like the Messiah, and you only follow them and follow anybody that they decide to follow as if they are some sort of gift from God, then, and this isn't anything to do with the people in particular that have the YouTube, it's to do with the people that seem to have this conception of, like, we're all human beings at the end of the day. Like, even people that follow us, we're not like some sort of messiahs, or our voice isn't necessarily the voice. I just tell the truth and I say how it is, and if something happens, it happens. If it done, it done. And if I think someone's being a dick, I'll say they're being a dick. Or if I think people are losing their minds, I'll just say it, and people can take that how they want to take it. Like, for example, I don't necessarily still believe that well, I can't say I don't believe. I don't think at the moment that that it's a ghost, because I've not had a ghost appear to me. However, someone else might say, well, Mark, I do believe it. Fair enough. You can believe that. I'm just still waiting. I'm still experimenting. Any more comments? I don't think anyone else wants to comment. If not, I will move on to... swiftly move on to editing. And I'll explain our editing process, because apparently a few people, Chris was saying that they were wondering how we go about editing. To be honest, you say good, but it makes it hard for us to bring the truth. You can debunk to a point, and then you just have to accept that something mental has happened. And then I then basically go, wow, if someone else can think. Like, let's say, for example, I don't know, Neil deGrasse Tyson pops up tomorrow and he explains stuff which answers all the things that we've gone through. Foolproof, not just a maybe. Like, he goes, here's a machine, we've got all the readings, yeah, it's this, and it could be anything. It could be ghosts, it could be dimensions, it could be whatever, right? Let's say he's got that foolproof. I would turn around and go, that's what it is, you know? Whereas some people would still be really like stubborn and go, no, I'm not having that. I'm very fluid. Like, I don't know the answers, but I know what I have seen and what has happened. And I know that that's real. It's not in my head. Kieran O'Keefe. It's not in my head. Mr. At the end of my episode on Discovery. Oh, some people, you know, I can't. I don't know why I did it like that. Basically, he was saying that, you know, you can make things up in your head, and when it's dark and late and you get tired, even as a skeptic, you hear the slightest noise and you say, no, 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 no. I cannot think up a stone coming over and hitting me and then get it on camera. Have I manifested the image on camera and the stone to come over and hit me? Because that's just as mental if you're saying that. Right. I think people are scared of our channel, to be honest. Some people are scared of the channel. Some people are, genuinely. So I've tried getting people to watch this, and they've watched like one episode and they've gone, I can't handle it. This is too much. You always get that, but is it real? No, seriously, is this real? They're like that, and you're like, yeah. And they're like, no, it can't be. You're like, well, it is. You should try being in my head and seeing it actually happening. If you can't handle the visual, imagine fucking being there. You don't sleep. You don't sleep after, honestly. There is a weird one as well, like, it's like, why, like, no one else has really gone to Snuff Mills. We're the only people that have. And then it's like, well, is it because we've got our name put down on that place and they don't want to touch it because they don't want to associate and give us any credit? Nobody wants to give credit to anything. Even if you do stuff right, or you're doing it right and you're doing it honestly, people refuse to give you credit if they think that you've got something good that might do better than them, or might, you know what I mean? They won't. It's a business thing. It's business. I get it. All right. Do you think you will ever know the truth about spirits, and are we meant to? Well, I know they're made up of ethanol, and you put them through a distillery. Wrong type of spirit? I honestly don't know. I don't know. I would honestly have to have something either physically appear in front of me and have a conversation with it. Another one that I'd find a bit weird is if I was to see a medium, like one-on-one, and they were to say something that I know that I know it, and they said it, and it's quite obscure, that would be a bit for me as well. Are we meant to? I don't know. A lot of people would say no. Because if we all thought we were going to some better place, then why would we be here? I'll tell you why we're here, so I can rant on here. But yeah. I'll show you this edit without further ado. There it is. So this, alright, really quickly I'm going to run through this. All of these here, okay, are, so that's individual cameras. See there? All the individual files. All the individual files. Some of them quite long. That one's 26 minutes on its own. Right? And look how many I've got. Right? And I have that on every camera. Right? And then I have to line them all up in here. Like this. Look, so these ones are lined up, and these ones are lined up with these ones, and and if you go further down, you got, you know, things like this, then you got problems of syncing the audio. So you notice these have got -17. Well, for some reason these cameras go out of sync, these ones here, and then I have to move the image to match the audio. Don't ask me why. But then we put it all together. We up and down, 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 up and down. Once we're happy with that, we put it into a final where we then add music. So these are music files. Okay. And then this one here will be going out next Sunday. And this is the Snuff Mills one. Where's my window capture gone? There we go. Thought I'd get that out of the way. Rant about how long our edits take and how much we argue through every second. These edits it takes a long ass time. Like when you've got, especially if it's a long night and I'm pausing because someone's creaking around out there, and I swear to God they'd come through that door when I've told them I'm on here. Then the devil may rise. Anyway, we go for every second. Yeah, we do. And I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, so when I have to like sync them all together, that takes ages because I have to get every single file off of like maybe 3 to 4 cameras and line them all up. Once I've done that, me and Kristen watch it through and decide what we're keeping and what we're not. And then normally that takes a while to go through because I go, I want that. No, you want, no, just keep that. No, keep that. We can't put that bit in because that bit's that done because it's edited down, obviously, but we still need to create a narrative and it still needs to look like it's flowing, right? If one bit I'm scratching my head and then we cut like a section out because it's boring, and then on the next minute I'm sat on the floor, that can't happen, right? So then it takes ages to then sort that all out and bring stuff back, put stuff in. Anything where there's activity, it's kept as is. I don't touch that stuff because I think it's really important to have that happening in the moment from each camera, and I switch to shots and then I do replays and stuff like that. And I do keep hold of some of the footage as well for a certain period of time because my computer's starting to fill up now and I can't keep it all for you, Beardo or Mr. Grey. I can't keep it all. I don't have enough space. So if you're going to want to see something, you're going to have to say, because it's doing my tits in holding it just for people like you, just to try and prove a fucking point. But yeah, it does. It takes ages. Absolutely ages. The reason I'm live today is because I was like, no, we need to spend a good amount of time on this Snuff Mills one to make it good for people to see instead of just rushing it in a week. So I thought I'd come on live today, have a bit of a chin wag, see what you lot are thinking, and yeah, talk about things. Really, anything else? If there is anything else, then let me know and I'll answer it accordingly. Whatever shorts do you think would be good as well? One, what shorts? 2, what sort of content would people want to see other than just episodes? I don't think there's enough people here watching to say that. I think everybody's like eating tea or something, but you can always watch this on watch back. Can't complain that I didn't put something out on Sunday. You just weren't here to watch it live. How can somebody be nearly reaching 1,000 subscribers, but then half of you lot don't even bother watching the live? I get that people are busy, but Jesus, the statistics are out majorly comparative to like some people out there. Yeah, shall I leave it at that, do you think? On that note, yeah. Bit of a get here. So what we got coming up, this episode, Snuff Mills. We've got another episode that we did at the Tudor Experience. We still need to go to Staten Drew. We still need to go to the tomb thing in Wales. Might return to the houses at the bottom of the place in Wales as well. The one with the big hill. Claude Farm. yeah, might return to those houses because Chris and Dan, you haven't done that. As Josh did that with me, so I might put that on the list as well. Tell you what, if there's anything else on the lists that you think of, if there's anywhere that you think I should go, just send me an email, hauntedthetruth@gmail.com, of the location. Obviously, don't put it in the comments because some idiots might read it and go and ruin the place. Twats. I'm with Carl on that one, mind. People going in places and just trashing them, so then people like myself and him can't go in there and explore them. You should, dickheads. There's a thunderstorm coming in anyway, so I probably should cut it now because I've been hit by, not me personally, but the house has been hit by lightning 3 times when I've been on the internet, and it's blown, taken stuff out. So, yeah, thank you for whoever did tune in. If you're watching this on repeat, then thank you as well, because you've actually gone through and taken the time to do that. And if you want to see me do anything else, lives, like maybe horror game and stuff like that, just drop it in the comments. I'm trying to think of more things to do. Thank you. Bye-bye.